This segment brought to you by Bravo Company USA. Hey gang, Larry Vickers, Vickers Tactical Channel. I'm out here at Gunsite, courtesy of our good friends Mile High Shooting Accessories. Back out here with my buddy Walt Wilkinson.
Glad to have you back out again, Larry.
Thank you, my friend. One of the things I wanted to do on this trip was kind of take you guys through some of the shoot houses and some of the methodology that Gunsite has, because they were really the place that just started for law-abiding civilians to come and get this training.
True, Larry. This is the first house that Jeff Cooper built right after he established the American Pistol Institute, all right, now known as Gunsite. And then this was rebuilt, upgraded some, when Buzz Mills bought the place in early 2000.
And there's another shoot house, and I guess the majority of students coming through the classes go through the shoot house. Yes,
about 70% of our classes end up going through the shoot house twice. All right, our basic pistol class, the 250, the intermediate 350, the 499, the advanced class, the carbine class, the advanced carbine class, the shotgun class, all of them go through one of our 3 shoot houses that we have. We have 3 different shoot houses.
Excellent. And then, is this one of these things, how do you kind of set a student up for this? How do you work through that procedure?
The first thing we do is we talk about tactics on the square range, and they actually practice pieing around a barricade, all right, how to actually go around and go around cover. Also, we have doors that we have as props on the square ranges, and they're taught how to open a door from different angles, push, pull, this side, that side. So they get that training, and then we bring the students over here and walk them through with an instructor talking about tactics on thinking, primarily thinking, on how to solve the problem. And then once we've done that, the next day, they go to a completely separate house that they've never seen before with a closed door in front of them and go in and solve the problem.
And we were talking about here, and I guess it's important to point out, this is not team tactics, this is individual wound clearing.
This is true, and it's the individual, okay, and that is huge difference. You know, I get guys here from SWAT teams, the FBI, Sheriff's Department, GRS guy came through, and you just have to remind them there is no one with you, all right? You must back up. And that's the biggest problem, is that the tactics of a team and the tactics of an individual, totally when you've got 360-degree responsibility, very, very different, very different.
Good deal. So what's the next step for us? How are you going to kick it off for me?
So what I'm going to do is basically do the very same thing that we would do for our students. I'm going to take you into a house, all right, and we'll talk about how to enter this door, how to handle the hallway, and go through, answer your questions, all right, and then we'll go through exactly as a student would, all right, closed door, and you'll go through and shoot one live, a completely different house that you have not seen before.
Just like a student does.
Just like a student does.
Good deal.
Yes.
All right, time to get to it.
All right.
Well, let's kick it off.
Okay, so we're going to start on the outside of the building and work our way in, Larry. All right. The outside door is probably one of the most difficult and most time-consuming ones that we have, because you're out in the light and you're looking into it, possibly a lower light, not necessarily black inside, but darker, and your eyes have to adjust to that, all right? A lot of considerations on how you're actually going to approach and open this door, all right?
Yeah, ideally you want, if possible, correct, you want to open it where the opening works in your favor.
Correct.
And not works against you.
Yes. The safest way to open a door is from the knob side, all right? So that when you pop it, you're not in front of it, and you're able to move away and be hidden from anybody inside. However, as I move backwards, what am I exposing myself to? Also, if the doorknob is on the right-hand side, when I work my way around, as we call pieing that door, and I'm a right-handed shooter, I expose more of myself going from right to left than I would from right, left to right. So all these things come into play. Is my shadow going to go across the door? where's my escape route, always and never, and make the right decision. That's what we focus on.
Good deal. Well, let's kick it off.
All right.
So now so I approach it from this side. You
All right.
Open it, right? And one of the first things is get that distance, right? So move back. Clear as much as you can.
Now, once you get a feel for the room, start pieing around. All right.
Now, when you see a door close back like that, how do you guys
continue on around and do the best that you can?
Got it.
And at some point, you got to reopen the door.
Got it.
All right. So continue to work around.
Now, one thing we just talked about is you were talking to me about how high.
Depress your handgun so that you can see the closest possible threat. Because we tell people, you're not looking for humans, all right, a human outline. What are you looking for? A piece, a shoulder, a foot, a knee, a portion, all right? So you need to be able to see everything in front of you, closest possible threat, which in this case is the bottom of that door right there. You catch it a foot.
So you want to have it right.
Exactly.
Now, on the pieing piece, from what I've seen in classes, a lot of guys, they pie too aggressively. They take too much of a slice.
Yes.
Is that pretty common? Do you see that?
And we've actually, over the last few years, we're always changing our technique in regard to pieing techniques. And I think we've about got it where we need to, all right? And it takes a lot of time on the square range to perfect it, but we refer to it as the load step, all right? And it's a reverse stance as required. And when you take that piece of the pie, you own it, all right?
All right, now I got to collapse up on this in order to open the door more. Open it, and then I see a bad guy through the crack. Boom, boom. Do you teach to engage through the crack?
No, because we don't want our shoot house shot up. But that's a good question. All right. And that's exactly what happens. A lot of times when we position a target like that, we will push the door all the way open and pin it in place if the wind or something's going on.
Got it.
But yeah.
So push it open.
Then where you're going to go is a position of advantage for the room.
Got it.
All right.
So in this case, based on what I've seen, I want to come here.
And that's exactly what we teach. You can outshoot your adversary. Distance is your friend. All right. And work it from back there as opposed to here.
Yeah.
All right. And then go on around.
And you move on around. Okay. I see a threat. Engage. Okay. He's down. I need to make sure that room's clear. So I've already seen in that corner.
Yep. Bring the handgun in, work your way around.
Compress it. All right.
And it's clear. Now you'd automatically engage on your next threat area, which is this closed door right there. We got to figure out what side we're going to open it from. Well, we've got just one option here. So the important thing here is set your stance up so that you can launch backwards and get to a position of cover, position of advantage. All right? All right.
From here, open it up. And he's got a beer bottle. Give him verbiage in order to get him to comply.
To him. That's right. All right.
All right.
And I'll say he's out of the play of the problem.
All right.
All right.
And then I want to keep moving. I see something down below. Boom, boom, boom. Dropped him.
And there you go. Back up. Distance is your friend. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth.
All right. Okay. So you're right now.
Now here, you've got two options. Which way are you going to clear deep first? All right? Left or right? Now, I always teach the same thing when you've got decisions on two things to work with, whether it's multiple target engagements or two danger areas, so to say. Clear the one that scares you the most first. You'll make the right decision. The closest, the furthest, the whatever. Your brain will tell you. Just ask that question. Which one scares me the most first? And then clear that way. Now, the advantage of you looking left first is that you're right-handed with the handgun, so you're exposing less of you, all right? But just as soon as you clear one way, you immediately need to look the other direction and then get out of the doorway as appropriate, all right?
Okay. From here, compress it, engage.
In and in. Now take the room. Position of advantage is always where we move to.
All right. Got a door here. This door's a greater threat because it's closer.
There you go.
But you're right, I need to be thinking about.
So what we do here before we open the door, all right, some decisions that we have to make. I got my back to this other doorway over here, all right? So as I approach it, I need to also think, okay, if somebody just opens that door, will I hear it? And I glance that direction, look at the door, and then make my move. All right, so I pop that door and move to, where's the position? Right,
Really
right out
there.
of the room. Right out of the room.
Because right here, you're in front of that door.
Now I've got my back to that, and now I've got two things that I have to handle. If I come through here, I've just got one. So I increase my odds, and I've got the distance. Okay? Go ahead.
All right.
Glance right toward me to make sure this door is still as it should be. And then just nice and slow, depress your handgun. There you go. And then move through. In, deep.
Okay.
And
now
then we take the next door. Now this particular door is a classic example of I now have two options. Do I have enough room on this side to get into a fight and survive it? All right, if somebody busts through this door and gets on me, I have the ability to move back. Now I may not move back because the perfect place is along this wall, but if someone comes through the door, I have the ability to move away from them. All right, time to react, time to get the gun up as appropriate. If I open the door this way, I'm in front of the door. The door is blocking view until it opens, and then the entire room is looking at me because I have no idea what's through it. And I have to go through that. So it's the student's decision on which way they go. All right. So you're electing to open it that way.
I'm gonna go that way, yep.
Looks good. And always using distance as your friend. Good. Distance gives you advantage over your adversary, marksmanship-wise, and time to react.
Give him verbal commands to get down, comply.
There it is, because he's not a threat to us, all right, but we want to move him.
Now I'm moving up to this other door, which is already open.
And it proves to be clear, and our house is clear.
All right, well, so that's just kind of a summary of what you do dry fire to run the student through.
Right, that there. Watching their feet is the number one thing that I do to keep them from getting crossed up, doing strange things, moving too fast, because the new student, the new shooter in this especially, needs to be in a fighting stance when they engage something, all right? Now, you and I can stand on one foot in a full ballerina, as I call it, and shoot, but in a stressful situation, you want to be able to move, and you want to be able to quickly and accurately engage a threat. All right, so.
Good deal, excellent. How much time do you normally take with a student? How much, I guess, I'm sure it varies per student, but what's an average time to take them through this drive before they end up going live?
We answer all their questions is the biggest thing, and normally it's about 45 minutes just to show them multiple doors, the very same thing that we just did, about 45 minutes. In addition to their training on the range, working with the doors there, and working barricades. Same thing, getting the footwork down, all right? And then a house run will normally take anywhere from 15 to 18 minutes. Because this is a pretty long scenario so that we could cover everything, all right? But about 12 to 15 minutes.
Now, next thing for me would be to get ready and go live.
Exactly. What we're going to do is we'll load up with real guns. eye and ear protection, and then you'll hit the other house sight unseen.
Good deal. Let's do it.
Shooter, face in, make ready and holster. All right. You have any questions?
No.
All right. Remember, air is important. Use it. Draw to low, ready. Move.
Get down, drop the hot dog, get down.
He is down, out of the play of the problem. Continue.
Drop the gun, drop the gun.
Shooter, tack load and holster.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
Excellent marksmanship on all the targets, failure drills on those things, the appropriate response to the hostage here. Movement was good. I liked your decision-making process on what side of the door to open and your movement backwards, distance being your friend, always a key thing.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
That allowed you to take small pieces of those rooms that you had to handle.
You know what else, too, is I noticed, even when you look and see where you're going, it's still not uncommon to bump into a doorway. That's something people need to be aware of. Especially daylight like this, think about it at night.
Exactly. And, you know, in a real, actual house of something, furniture and things are a lot closer. So I stress a lot, look to where you're going to go and then move.
Walt Wilkinson, Larry Vickers at Gunsite in the Funhouse. Have a good one. LAV out. Hey, Larry Vickers here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Click here to subscribe to the Vickers Tactical channel and take time out to check out some of our other favorite videos.